Hello and welcome to another edition of the Ask Dr. Pickel show, where we help people find answers to chronic health issues, chronic health conditions. And today we want to talk about toxins. And these could be many. There's so many types of toxins that we're affected by on a daily basis. Could these be heavy metals? Could it be mercury? Could it be xenobiotics or environmental toxins, things in our environment? Just different chemicals. There's so many possibilities, so many things that bombard us, but there's really kind of three models or theories of how toxins kind of affect us. And then also we want to talk about, if those things affect us, what do they do to us? How do they cause chronic health issues or autoimmune conditions or things like that? So let's kind of jump right in with a lot of this and see if we can make some sense of it all. Okay, so we have these things at the bottom here: inflammation, fatigue, autoimmunity, degeneration, chronic illness. These are all, I guess you could say, either diagnoses or symptoms or effects. So, if you say, hey, I've got inflammation or I've got fatigue, that's great and important. But the thing is what's causing it? What's underneath it? What's really at the bottom of a lot of this and a lot of your symptoms and issues here? So let's kind of talk a little more here. So basically we have these three, again, we can call them kind of theories or models that have been introduced. One of these is called dose dependent. Okay, so what does dose dependent mean? So that would mean how much. This would be this could be a quantity of toxins. So, the thing is if your body, let's say you intake a certain amount of mercury, let's say the EPA says, hey, anything above 2 parts per million is toxic, or if you go above that limit, it could kill you. Like if 2 parts per million, if they measure that in water, anything above that could be deadly. So then we know it's dose dependent. The amount that you intake is the amount that could kill you. That's one theory. Another theory is kind of the buildup theory. So the buildup, this would be like, there's an accumulation in your body, an accumulation over time. So this would be based more, instead of being on quantity, this would be based more on frequency and time. So again, if you take something regularly, if you take something frequently or inhale something frequently or you're exposed to something frequently, does that build up over time create the toxicity? So another theory we have here. And then another one here, we're going to call, we won't call it, it's already been called, immune tolerance. So also there's this immune tolerance. Can your immune system tolerate a certain amount? You hear that, let's put it this way. Let's say somebody might say to me, hey, smoking's not bad for you. I had a grandfather, he smoked all the way up till he was 99 years old, never had a health problem in his life. Or there's another story of someone who says, yeah, my wife, she eats great. She takes care of her health. She's got this perfect diet. She tries to exercise, but she just is always sick. She's always got health problems. She just can't overcome them. So this is more of immune tolerance, the difference here. Can you detoxify, or can your immune system tolerate a certain amount? So, and this would be more based on, like we saw, quantity, frequency, and time. Immune tolerance would be totally dependent on your immune system, which genetically is going to be different in everyone. That's why some people can treat their bodies horrible and seem to do fine. Some people just barely do anything and seem to have problems. So these would be our three theories. Now, is one theory, more important than the other? Not really. I mean, they all kind of work together to a degree, because any one of these could potentially fit into the picture. So the thing we've got to say, though, is, if you're trying to get healthy, if you're trying to maintain health, yeah, you're trying to get your immune system working. Now, here's the problem that comes in, though, with all of these, really, is all of them lead to, how do we want to say this? Loss of immune chemical tolerance. Long sentence there. All right. So if we have a buildup of toxins in our body, if we get in too much over time, or we take intake a large amount, or if we don't have immune system tolerance, yeah, I mean, basically our system can't handle this amount and it becomes toxic. And a lot of toxins and chemicals, when they come into our body, if we do detoxify them, they leave through certain detoxification pathways in our body, which is important. We want things to exit properly. If they don't, where do they go? So if they don't exit, they go into our cells. Yeah, they can float around in our bloodstream for a while, but all of these are electrically charged particles. I mean, these are chemicals which break down into, at the atomic level here, into elements. So these things can get in at the cellular level, not only the cellular level, but the DNA, RNA level. And if these things get stuck in your cells, depending on where they go, this will start to cause problems. But the main thing that's going to occur is, no matter who you are, your immune system, if it loses tolerance, if it says, hey, I don't like that. In fact, this is the way it can occur. It could even be that, because a lot of chemicals, heavy metals, toxins, they can cross the placenta. So we can have these even before we're born. And then as life goes by, and as we get, we eat things, we breathe things, we get things injected into us, all these different factors bring things into our body past our defenses, and again, cause this buildup. And sometimes our immune system can just say, hey, I see that there. I'm no big deal, though. I'm just going to put up with it. And hopefully it'll just detoxify as everything else moves out. Or the immune system at some point can say, hey, I just had a major stress in my life, physical, emotional, or chemical, and it activates the immune system. The immune system says, I'm not putting up with that anymore. And it attacks these bad guys, I guess you could say. And before you know it, now we have inflammation. All right. So now we have inflammation, which is over here. Now, is inflammation a good thing, a bad thing? Actually, inflammation's it's neutral. The thing is we need some inflammation in our body. Inflammation is our immune system attacking and killing things. Yes, destruction, but of bad guys too. Now, the problem is when inflammation gets out of control. And this is why if we lose this tolerance, if we if our immune system loses tolerance to these chemicals and starts to attack them, then yeah, now we start to have inflammation in the areas where it's attacking. And if that's in my gut or my brain or in my skin, then we start to get symptoms of this. Now, when this inflammatory process starts and our immune system's attacking chemicals and heavy metals, number one, they're not alive, so it can't kill them. So it needs certain things to come in to help carry it out, which our body can help manufacture. One of those is like glutathione. Our body manufactures this antioxidant to help. But if this goes on, if we're loaded and our immune system is battling, and of course it's fighting things it can't kill, after a while that can deplete our glutathione level, because you can only recycle this stuff so fast. Not only glutathione, but all of our antioxidants, especially if you don't have a good diet, and especially if your genetics predispose you to issues, then you're not able to keep up, and inflammation is going to become more and more and create more and more destruction because of all these free radicals that are being, it's like, again, this big battle going on, but you're not going to win because it's something you can't kill. It's a heavy metal or a chemical. So then, we're not only going to deplete that glutathione, but things are going to start to break down. We're going to start to affect our barrier systems. So we have different walls that are protective in our body. One of them is our gut barrier. We've got our blood-brain barrier, our lung barrier, our skin barrier. Any of these barrier systems can start to break down with chronic inflammation, chronic problems. And before you know it, that inflammation is spreading throughout the body. And then we start to get more global inflammation, which is not a good thing. And then what's going to happen too is, after a while, the immune system is going to what we call dysregulate. It's going to start to say, hey, that looks bad, start to attack this, this and this and this. Before you know it, our immune system is attacking our own cells to try to kill them, to get rid of this stuff. So then we start to get autoimmune issues. That's not good, especially if it's affecting important organs. I mean, autoimmunity is never good, but what if your immune system attacks your brain, like in MS? What if your immune system attacks your gut, like in celiac disease, or attacks your thyroid, like Hashimoto's? Again, this whole cascade of issues is occurring here, and now we've lost regulation of the immune system. The SWAT team's just going after everything. Now, the problem is because we've depleted a lot of our antioxidants and things like that, and if our gut's getting inflamed, we're not absorbing well, then what's going to happen is we're going to lose even our body's own anti-inflammatory effects. Our immune system also has the other side that says immune system shut off, but once you get into autoimmunity, that doesn't work as well. This Th2 side of the immune system doesn't quite do its job, and so the SWAT team keeps attacking and creating problems and starting to erode away at organs or joints, and we get degeneration. Tissues are breaking down. And then also what's going to happen is, if we're inflamed and our cells are not working properly, that's going to affect our ability to manufacture energy at a cellular level, or also absorb fuel, like things, proteins, fatty acids, minerals, carbs, anything we need to make energy. So then we start to get fatigue, which can happen due to not absorbing fuel, or because we can't make energy at a cellular level. So again, all these things start to kick in, and then we start to get chronic illness. So not a good scenario here with all this due to these things. Now, also another thing that's going to happen, because if we are, trying to if we have chronic inflammation in the body, breakdown, the immune system's malfunctioning, we're attacking things that we, even our own tissues to a degree. If we do this day after day after day, then what happens is our immune system I'm going to write immunocompromise. Our immune system becomes compromised. So that means our defenses just suddenly went down. Our immune system's fighting this battle day after day after day, is wearing itself out. In fact, on blood tests, we'll actually see the white blood cell count isn't high anymore. It's low. It's too low. The problem with that is if your defenses are down, that opens the door to infections. So now you're open to bacterial infections, viral infections, fungal infections, parasites, all kinds of bad guys can start to inhabit your system because your immune system can't defend properly any longer. So this whole thing can start to get out of control just because, again, the toxins and chemicals either increased in quantity too fast, build up over time, or you lost tolerance. These are the main ways that this whole cascade of issues can occur. Oops, 1 second here. Can occur and lead to just this chronic health, chronic issue. Now the thing is, though, is a lot of people will try to say, hey, Dr. Pickel, I changed my diet in hopes that it would change this. And yeah, diet can help. Diet can help increase antioxidants. Diet can help do some things to help you maintain health. But when you get in, let's say, a hole like this, diet isn't going to pull you out of this. Even a lot of supplements. Somebody told me the other day, they were like, hey, I'm trying to detoxify. I started taking milk thistle for my liver. Milk thistle isn't going to detoxify heavy metals out of your system. The thing is detoxification has to occur, and sometimes it takes a lot more than just certain things, certain nutrients, certain diets. There's other ways that we have to detoxify, and safe ways, of course. But the thing is too, we've got to remember that this is a buildup usually. Oops, for some reason it's not writing now. All right, a buildup over time. Let me see if that'll, well, now I can't write on it. All right, well, technical difficulty there. So this is a buildup, like we saw in that picture there, build up over time, and it takes time to get to that point. So what do we need? We've got to have something to extract that stuff, build down. This is a process. It's a time process, and it takes time to get this stuff back out of your system if it's accumulated over years. And most people who have issues like this, chronic health conditions, autoimmune conditions, usually these things have built up over years and years and years. So it's definitely not, hey, just change your diet or take this one supplement, or, the quick fixes aren't going to work for these types of issues. So again, it's time. And I would also say patience with these things, because, depending on how bad a condition is, how toxic someone is, time and patience are critical. And also just the willingness to change. Because again, if we are looking for the overnight quick fix, you may get some up and down symptomatic relief by taking certain things, doing certain things, but really getting to the actual cause of the issue is so crucial. So, all right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed today and got some information out of this. And let me see here. Got a comment. And Sandy, hi. Thanks for your comment there. Yeah, possibility. It could be. but definitely we see this so often, and it's just getting things under control. But hope everybody enjoyed today. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.